Hello everyone, Simus here. Welcome back to Ark Survival Evolve. Today we have a very special mission. We have left the Brontos at home to regen their HP, and we are with Yakul once again out looking for the Alpha Rex that we will be hunting down, basically. I have found quite a few Rexes so far, but no Alphas yet. I'm sure there is one somewhere on the island, I just haven't seen it yet, so that's what we'll be doing today. Oh, terror birds. And a raptor. So this will be a dangerous mission. I think Yakul will be up for the task, and so will we. So let's go ahead and get our search on. I am starting in areas I am familiar with where I have encountered Alpha Rexes before. Unfortunately, since we are in the south, it's a very safe area. A little bit too safe for our needs, so we did have to go quite a bit north and west. This is the central area of the map, more or less. But since an alpha can pop up anywhere, Rexes spawn, and alpha Rexes basically can only be killed by a wild Giga or a player with tames or guns or whatnot. They can wander very large distances away from their spawn points. I don't think that's going to be the case here because of my recently having to reset all of the wild spawns in order to get the rhinos into the game, which was just a couple of days ago. Of course, with typical Ark timing, as soon as we need to look for something, the fog rolls in. That's just how it goes in this game. Let's go ahead and cross the river and check around the volcano since many Rexes do spawn up on its slopes. Hopefully we will not run into a Giga, but I am fairly confident that we can outrun it as long as we survive the first hit, if we don't happen to see it coming. If you can't see a Giga coming, I'm sorry, you might need glasses. Because they're bigger than Brontos. Oh, raptor. Two raptors. Oh, one raptor. We will be running away from most animals, to be honest. There we go, pump our damage up a little bit. We don't have any kibble left, so I have no reason to check the Brontos, but I am anyway. Our new Bronto, who has not yet been named, I'm actually filming this video on the same day that we tamed it at, because I'm going to be busy for the next couple days, so I wanted to get these done ahead of time. So he doesn't have a name yet. He did eat all of our extra kibble on the walk home because I didn't bother taking the kibble out. Not really a huge deal since I knew we weren't going to need any more anyways, but that's where all the kibble went. He ate it. But really, when you're the size of a house, can you blame him? Like, just one Bronto is bigger than our entire base, pretty much. So let's go ahead and come up here. Oh, there's a regular Rex and a bird. Animals that can jump have a huge advantage in mountainous areas. I'm just going to put that out there. Why Rexes even spawn up here when they trip over everything? I have no idea. Let's go. So we're going to go ahead. I'm really hoping we don't have to fight one in the north. One, because I don't have any fur on me to go scouting in the north. And two, because I hate the north. Let's see what we got. Terror bird. Oh. Fall damage is a bit of a thing here, so we have to be careful jumping off things. On the other hand, you also don't want to get eaten. Terror birds, ooh, that's gonna hurt. Terror birds are surprisingly strong for their size. We can take them on, but since our job right now is not to be fighting, it's to be looking for a giant glowing red T-Rex, I'm gonna do as little fighting as possible if everything goes according to plan. If I'd had more of a farm, we could have made some soups for HP region and all that. That's a lot of random pairs. Alpha Rexes should be fairly easy to spot, I would assume. I usually spot them easily. The only thing is I've found it very strange that the number of Rexes in this playthrough have been fairly low. So I'm not sure how quickly we're gonna come across one here. We don't need to lure it or kite it or anything. All we have to do is find it and write the coords down, and then we will be able to come after it with our actual fighting force, our Brontos. I really think I'm just gonna go with the Brontos and not really bring anything else. Mostly because anything else has a fairly good chance of dying. And we've already lost quite a few animals in this playthrough. I'd rather just go with the Brontos, and if they can't do it together, then at least we'll know. And if we do lose the Alpha Rex fight, that's probably still going to be it for this playthrough, because I don't want to have to go through taming more animals and all that when um, essentially we already know that it's not actually possible with the force that we have, which is basically the point of the playthrough, is to see just how far we can push our herbivores. I do know there's a very good chance that we will win anyways, depending on the level. Like, if we find a level 100 plus Alpha Rex, I'm not putting money on Battle Brontos, no matter how strong they are. That's a regular Rex. Because just like with regular teams, a 100 plus Alpha is not to be trifled with at all. They are ridiculous. I have actually engaged and won against a level 100 plus Alpha Rex. Not here, obviously. It was with my Spino on the other server. So those were with stats that are not nerfed. Even though those, we shouldn't keep calling them nerf stats. They are balanced stats. The old stats were mega OP, and that's why they were adjusted in the first place. But yeah, so basically I was rolling on easy mode anyways. And I had some help, to be honest. I did most of the work anyway. I mean, 220 plus Spino does work. Now, we're losing a lot more HP than I'd really like, just roaming about. That's mostly my fault. I do have a tendency to run in areas where you probably shouldn't be running. But it's also not my fault that animals do tend to trip and kind of fall down slopes a lot, which is really kind of irritating because most of the island is mountainous and requires much navigating in the hills. Come on, get up there. Oh my goodness. You never know what you're gonna find going on around here. That terror bird's gonna come after us. I think we can get up here. We can. And there's a kangaroo! Ow. Ow. What are you doing? Attack that kangaroo over there. Don't attack me. Kangaroos taste better. thing is really persistent. We might have to kill it. On the other hand, we can outrun it when I'm not getting stuck on every rock. Oop, and a turtle. There we go, it hit the turtle. Have fun. So that's my other tip for when you're traveling and you have an animal that's not very good at fighting. Yakul is fine at fighting. We just aren't combat oriented right now. But when you do have an animal that is very fragile, you can use other animals in the area to your advantage. Because let's face it, parasaurs are easy to kill, so everything's going to go after them first. If you have a parasaur, I'm sorry, it's probably not going to live very long. At least mine never do. I couldn't tell if that was like dead or just sitting there. Get out of here. Go away. You were gonna kill because you might knock me off this hill. Get out of here. Alright, so we have checked basically all the way around and there are no Rexes here, so we're gonna go towards the next mountain. Rexes do like the hills. Oop, there's 2 Rexes right there. Worst comes to worst, I will have to bring the Brontos out through here and clear everything out, which is going to be a pain in the butt. If you think T-Rexes are bad on mountains, you should see a Bronto. And yes, I do realize that if going after an Alpha Rex, we're probably still going to end up having to come into the hills anyway. But that's a little bit different than spending an extended period of time navigating in here. Because even with Yakul, this gets a little tight. And of course, it's hard to find. Sometimes you don't see like these cliffs, and if you fall, you can really hurt yourself. Which is why I don't run downhill unless I'm on a Spino, because Spinos don't really care about that sort of thing. Everything else does. Alright, so we're on the edge of the snow. It's really cold. We need to move out of this area as fast as possible, preferably, because I don't really have any food on me. I forgot to bring some. Pro right there. Oop, get out of the way. This is my biggest complaint with the elk, is that they don't harvest their own food. And I'm not really sure why. Like, it's just a gimmick because they're strong, so they have to have this weakness. And their weakness is that they can't find their own food, apparently. But how do the wild ones survive? That's what I want to know. Oop. Some more Rexes. This is not just Rex country, this is Giga country right here. And there's a yellow drop, now that we're not actually looking for them. And there's another Rex over there. A little bit of lag. I hear bugs. Where are the other ones? There's always 5 bugs. There's 2 flying ones and 3 crawly ones. Whatever. Probably stuck on a rock or something. Go away. Well, pack of raptors now. Don't care about your meat goose. Taking lots of damage that we can't really afford to be taking right now. That's a bit unfortunate, but we should be alright. Okay, let's scout this drop out for a second. This is the most dangerous part, so we're just gonna take that. Troll drop. Need a little bit of food. I could actually make a fire and do that. Alright, we're almost out of berries. Let's find somewhere where we can be somewhat protected. So, to that end, we are going to run into the middle of these vaguely herbivorous creatures. Anything that's going to attack us, we'll find them first. And we'll just go ahead and... There's a carno right there. Really grumpy turtle. Compy. Whoop. Get out of here. Go away. Compies. Get out of here. Compies and flies. Like the worst combination you could get. Oop, I hope we don't kill that. Let's not attack the trike right now. We can't really afford to. Alright, so I'm gonna take some of the yellow ones for myself. I really should have, actually, you know what? While we're here, let's make a campfire and cook a little bit of meat. Thatch, flint, stone, wood. Thatch, wood. Flint. Stone. Really, one stone short. I hate it when that happens. Okay, one more stone. Let's find a nice little place to make a little camp. Okay, cool, I'm sorry I haven't been that careful with you today. This seems like a nice little spot. Campfire. Complimentary grumpy turtle. So we're gonna put this right in here. I need a little bit more wood. Alright. You're cool. Keep an eye out. That'll do for now. We can get more later if we need it. But the reason why we're going here is because it's a little bit protected with the rocks. So it's harder for things to basically come up to us without seeing. And while we're here, I do have some meat that I harvested from... What was it? Oh yeah, because I had to get more hide for the Bronto saddle for the second one, so I ended up with some extra meat, which is good. I don't need those. We can keep the stem berries, and I'm going to keep the hatchets in case I break my metal one, which is highly unlikely, but possible. And of course we're going to pick up a whole field worth of stone in our quest to make sure Jakul has enough food to make it through our scouting mission. There's not really a lot of bushes around here, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh, and I see a saber. This is the one big thing about herbivores. Carnivores, you can heal them with raw meat. Herbivores do not have anything that heals them. You can use the soups on them, but that's about it. We saw, where'd that cat go? We have to kill that cat. There it is. Hopefully there's only the one, but that's highly unlikely. Must you keep getting stuck on the rocks? That's not helpful. Oh. See, there was more than one. My concern is that the other one is going to attack us from the other side. Nope. He will, however, probably be happy to use friend. So we're going to leave him to it. And we're going to find some more bushes. This is the only thing with scouting is that you do still need some supplies. And especially since we're hunting for something dangerous, we have to go into areas that are also dangerous. Over here, I'm gonna have to make a torch. So we've got, I'll eat those berries, replace it with my cooked meat. And let's see, wood, of course. There's a terror bird. Terror birds are going after turtles because they're a little bit stupid. As long as it doesn't turn around and come after me, because that would be bad. Okay. So we're nice and a little bit toasty, and we can make, you know, let's just go ahead and make all the torches. It does get cold up here, and we're not going to be staying all night. We're going to get, how much HP does Yakul have? Not quite at halfway. When he gets to half HP, we're going to start off again. I guess while I'm here, 3051, exactly. That's where our campfire is if we should ever need it. Turtle 1. Yes, give me the meat. We need all the meat. That carno is getting closer. It's working its way slowly through the other animals. We do still need berries. But there's like nothing here. We'll just have to gather on the way. I think I'm only going to cook one stack of meat for right now. How's your HP? Okay. So we are basically exactly where we need to be. I'll leave the wood there in case we need the fire again. Alright. So now we have our torch, which will keep us from freezing to death, and we can continue on. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here, raptor. You can't catch up to us anyway. Actually, I have no idea which way I'm supposed to be going right now. We want to go this way. I think. Yeah, stop getting stuck on everything. Is this the correct mountain? We need to be going north. Oops. Okay. This is the correct mountain. Because the volcano's over that way. Yep. So we are checking this mountain next. definitely need to be very careful around here. There are gigas. And the biggest thing is when they do actually kind of come flying out from above you. Let's see what we got down here. Whole lot of nope. Want no part of that. Knowing my luck, it is gonna be, there's gonna be one Alpha Rex in the entire game right now, and it's gonna be in the snow. I can already feel it. Oh, raptor. Two raptors, get out, get away from me. You can't catch me. Oh, and some sabers, but we're faster than the sabers too, I think. Which is pretty good considering I haven't given him any movement speed at all. At least I don't think I have. If I did, it was only like 1 point. Because most of it's been going into HP. Ooh, alright. How to avoid fall damage 101. Dismount before you hit the ground, and neither of you will. Well, you might still, but not gonna lie, the animal's usually more important. It's a lot easier to replace a few low-level gear items than it is to replace another elk, considering how difficult it was for me to tame these, even one of these in the first place. I see a carno up ahead. It's actually still following us. That's kind of impressive. Ooh. Do not want to jump off there, for sure. If you have a bird, it is kind of funny. You can lure things off cliffs, just for fun. Alright, so I don't really see anything on the upper reaches, so we do want to go down a little bit. Hopefully we do not... I'm not even going to check Carno Island, aka Dead Island, simply because um, getting Brontos across to that island would be a pain in the butt. Seriously. Alright, being a little bit more careful around the rocks when we're not running into the rocks. Alright. Ooh, that's a cliff. Let's find something slightly less cliff-like. Okay. Should be able to get down to the beach. Ooh, ow. That's my biggest problem with fall damage is because you can't always control when you're gonna randomly slide off a hill or something like that. And there's a tiger. Sucks to be you. You're not gonna catch me. You can have the dodo. Come on. beaches are usually relatively safe. So let's go ahead and let's check on our berry supply again. Let's pick up half the beach worth of stone while we're at it. At least we'll be able to make another campfire easily enough. Okay, so that should be a decent amount. Let's go ahead and transfer all. I don't really understand why when you go into your inventory you automatically put your torch down. That's really annoying, especially when you're in a cold area. Because just going into your inventory, especially in like snow and that, can actually kill you. Just because of um, the damage you take from being too cold. Can't see a thing in here. Ark actually used to be a lot darker at night, so if you think it's bad now, they actually brightened it up like a lot. And this is with gamma up, and we still can't see where we're going half the time. On the other hand, an Alpha Rex is very easy to spot since it glows. However, I do think we are coming up empty today on this mountain. We are seeing quite a few Rexes up and around here though. Take that. Alright. So what we need to do is basically we need to get to the other side of this mountain. Easier said than done. This is not an area where you want to be falling off anything. Yes, I know we're very cold even with the torch. I don't have fur with me. In retrospect, I should have brought it with us. I knew I would be going up in the mountains, and the mountains are cold. Even with 50 fortitude, we're still freezing. Stupid tigers, get out of my way. I'm gonna feed you to the Alpha Rex when we find one. Well, there's an alpha, but it's not a Rex, that's a raptor. But as you can see, this is demonstrating very well that you can see an alpha from very, very far away. Not really sure what's going on here. I am 100% certain that we cannot outrun an alpha raptor no matter how fast Yakul is because they are ridiculous. And because there is yet more fog, I can't see where we're going. We're also very cold again. I'm losing HP. Where did that alpha go? There it is. Those things are crazy fast. I'm just gonna try to find an area where we're not actually freezing to death and wait for the fog to pass. The fog is by far the most annoying weather event. I'm really hoping they update weather to add the storms or what have you, so at least there'll be something that's not fog. We're gonna have to go, I think, pretty much all the way down towards the river to get out of the cold zone. This is the real reason why they call it the death zone. There's an area between the middle slope and the summit of any mountain where it's basically always cold. Compies. And we're stuck on the stupid rock. There we go. Where it's just cold and very inhospitable. And it's very easy to die. Even when you're not being chased by annoying things all the time. Alright. So I need a little bit of height to see where we are. We checked the volcano and that other mountain. Oh, what we got up here? Stegos. I think we actually went way further east than I had really intended to go. Oh, not quite. We do still need to check Farah's Peak. Let's go ahead and Farah's Peak and the Frozen Tooth. It's not the Frozen Tooth, we're on the Frozen Tooth. The Frozen Fang. And the Frozen Fang is over that way. Tooth, Frozen Fang. It's this one over here, I think. I know where they all are, I just sometimes I mix them up. Because half of them have names with Frozen and or Fang in the mountain name somewhere. Yeah, this one's Tooth, the other one was White Sky. Or is White Sky the Blue Obelisk Mountain? Oop, there's a Rex. Regular Rex. Just doing Rex things. And my torch broke. I think we're just gonna go without for a minute here, because we're gonna be out of the cold in a second anyway. There's a cat. Bye-bye, kitty. Is that Rex right there? Yep. Alright, so we're down at the river. We like rivers. You know why we like rivers? Because you can see where you're going when you're at a river. So we need to check. Am I even going the right way? Okay, so we checked the volcano. We checked that one. Alright. So we need to go basically this way, but north instead of south. So we want to go northeast and not southeast. That way. Yes, I have over 2,000 hours in this game and I still get lost on the map. To be fair, I imagine that just about anybody would get a little bit mixed up if from not spending a lot of time on ground level travel. Because when you have a bird, it's super easy to go anywhere. But when you're on the ground and you have to actually like cut through valleys and go through the swamp and actually go up and down the mountainsides, it's a little bit harder to navigate. But I think we're doing a pretty good job so far. I'm not gonna lie, I have really bad sense of direction and I often lose track of where I am. We are on track though, I know this valley very well. I can even show you the exact spot where we tamed our Giga on the other server. Well, I would, but we need to go this way. Because we want to be up on top of the hill. Alright, let's get some stamina while there's nothing in the way. We do burn through a lot of food because we're constantly running. Alright, let's see if there's anything interesting around. Ooh, cliff. I really hope that raptor's not still behind us. It could push us right off. And it wasn't. Kerno, go away. I will kill you. We're just gonna go this way for a second. There. That gets rid of the Kerno because Kernos aren't that much better at rocks than Rexes are. So we are in Eastern Forest and we need to get back up on that hill. Ark is really a giant game of King of the Hill with dinosaurs. Hello Brontos, how's it going today? So let's get down to the river so I can kind of see where we're going to see which way. Get out of my way, tree. Alright, so we need to go north. We're currently going east. So this should be north. Yep. Piranha? No piranha. Haha. Alright, let's see if we can actually get up without... Ooh, this is a little bit steep to be running up the side of. This is an elk, not a mountain goat. And there's a couple more Rexes. Here, Compy. Not sure why Compies sound exactly like Ichthy's. It's a little weird. I know they've been out for a while, but I still get a little confused for a moment whenever I hear one. See what we've got over here. Stegos fighting cats. So this is where we want to be. Oop, there's... Oh, that's a raptor. Never thought I'd be disappointed that it's only an alpha raptor. And we can finally get the lights down. Okay, that's a lot better. I didn't think of it. I haven't seen any wild quets on this map in a little while. On the other hand, I'm not really looking up that often. Flying gigas are possible, but very rare. Cats. We're just gonna keep on running. We'll lose them in the rocks here. We'll try to. A little bit of fall damage there, but we've basically got up to full HP, so it doesn't matter that much. Getting stuck on this ridge, on the other hand, does matter quite a bit. The last thing you want to happen when you're doing this is to get stuck on something. Because you can get quite a collection of things following you. Oh, no idea what's going on, we're gonna jump over it. Ah! Whatever was going on there, it probably distracted things that were chasing us. Alright, so let's get up here. Hopefully there's not a Giga. Gigas spawn pretty much around all the mountains. Oh, speak of the devil. Oh, there's two of them. There's two of them. That's a T-Rex. Alright. Oh my goodness, what is all this? As I said before, if we had Titanosaurs in the game, we would be going after a Giga. I want to check this guy out. Level 24 female. Go away! You are really annoying. I'm gonna punch you to death is what I'm gonna do. Okay. I want to see what the other one... There's another one up there. I've never seen one that color before. I'm a little bit concerned about the way it's running around. If it falls down, we're in trouble. I know there's one up there. And I think it just launched a demo halfway across the mountaintop. I know you're up there. I guess we're not going to see what level that other one was. That was a level 24 female. Frankly, even a level 4 is just deadly anyway, but... I would have laughed if it was a 120. There we go. New fall damage for us today. You know your spawn rate is off when you have more Gigas than you do Alpha Rexes. Oh, oh. Oh, there's a T-Rex and a Giga for all your pants pooping needs. This is actually kind of a glitch with single players that for some reason animals do kind of respawn when they're not supposed to, which is how you do end up with multiple... Oh, that Rex is chasing us. You're not the Rex I'm looking for. Oh, oh, oh. I guess we're not gonna find out what level that Giga is because I'm not stopping to look now. Oh, what was that? Is that a terror bird? But there's at least 3 Gigas on this mountain. That sigh of relief when it's just a T-Rex. Oh, ow. Go away. Here, T-Rex, take care of this for me. Eat the terror bird. You're not afraid of terror birds. I'm stuck again. And there's that alpha raptor. It's one of the red ones. Oh, scorpions. Scorpions are actually really easy to deal with an elk. Nope, I don't see another Giga peeking. So we found 3 Gigas and an Alpha Raptor. 2 Alpha Raptors actually, wasn't it? But no Alpha T-Rex. There's gotta be one on the map somewhere. It wouldn't be Ark if there wasn't something annoying to chase us. Huh. Thank you, cool. That was well timed. That's actually weird, but it's another good bit of advice is when your animal needs to poop, go ahead and let it poop at an opportune moment so it doesn't do it when you're being chased by something. Because those few seconds it takes to pop a squat can actually kill you. Fun facts from the Ark. This is really weird that I have not seen a single Alpha Rex yet. There is an admin command where I can actually look up and see if there are any on the map. I've been kind of assuming that there is one because there's everything else. There's a Spino. Knowing my luck, there probably is one on Carno Island. Ooh, ow. The Spino's actually keeping up with us. It's a good thing they lose interest very fast. So fun facts, we can outrun a raptor, but almost not a Spino. Is it actually still chasing us? Looks like. So we actually did outrun it. Now it's gonna go massacre those copies. Thanks. How kind of you. Well, we've seen quite a few interesting things and run away from quite a few terrifying things. But it looks like the mission thus far is going to continue into maybe not another video, but definitely I'm gonna have to keep looking. It's kind of hard to kill an Alpha Rex if you don't have one to fight. Let's just check around the end here. What really gets me is when I was first started playing and I just had like a raptor. The island was huge, even running around the whole thing with the raptor, which is what I did do at least once. It just seemed to be gigantic, but just running around it today with Yakul, and it just doesn't seem that big anymore. It's kind of sad. But it makes sense. I mean, I'm familiar with the map now, so there's no real unknowns out there as far as terrain and animals even. I know what to expect from any given area of the map, so it holds very few mysteries for me, and I think that's why it seems so small when you've already been over pretty much every square foot of the island. Pronto, what are you doing? You're stuck. I'll laugh if you're... Okay. I was gonna laugh if that was over level 100. But sadly, our mission has not succeeded today. On the bright side, the Brontos should be pretty much topped up on HP, so I can go ahead and get some more levels on them. Particularly the male, he's not actually level 200 like I had planned on. I just was getting kind of bored of leveling, so I decided we would do a scouting mission and start looking for an Alpha Rex. Because we do not have any new animals coming in, I'm not going to have to destroy any more spawns. Unless I can't find an Alpha Rex, then we will have to basically clear the map again. Because trying to do it with Brontos would take months, probably. Just because they are very slow. They're effective at fighting, but they are slow. But I'm really not seeing anything at all. I am going to check in the snow. I will guarantee you almost that there is probably one there. That's the most common area because there are a lot of Rexes in the snow. Just in general, so the chances of an alpha popping up there are much larger. The one thing I can think of is we can try to lure an alpha out of the snow into a better area. I'm just not sure that's going to be easy to do because of the high animal density on the island, and alphas do behave a little bit like Spinos. They're very easily distracted, and just trying to lure one will take quite a bit of effort, especially without a bird. An Alpha Rex would eat Yakul, for example, very, very quickly, and I really don't want to lose any more animals if I can help it. If we lose the Brontos during the battle, that's just part of the battle. Are we actually... We're actually almost home already, so... That was basically all of the areas outside of snow to check for Alpha Rexes that I'm aware of. So we are going to have to check the snow. If there is nothing in the snow, I will reset the spawns. But for right now, we are going to make our way back to base and check on the Brontos. Because we have been out for quite a while, so... I have to say though, I haven't really seen this much of the island on foot in a very long time, so it's kind of interesting just to see what's going on as you pass through. A lot of stuff you miss just flying everywhere. I really hope there's no piranhas around here. Oh, I see some. I see them. You can't catch up to us, though. As long as we're not swimming. Need to get shallower water. There we go. Let us not slip gator our elk. Alright, we're good. Sarco, not a problem. They get stuck in the trees. They may have buffed their speed, but they're still really slow, so... We'll cut across here. I really don't want to go back into the snow. We'll have to stop off and get fur armor either way. It's gonna take a really, really long time to walk all the way up into the snow with the Brontos. On the bright side, they'll be practically max level by the time we get there, just from fighting everything. There are plenty of Rexes to get XP from, so. But I didn't see like any of them until today. There were just not many around. I think because they're all in the interior and we haven't been spending that much time. I like to keep to the coast and the rivers because it's just so much easier for travel. I think we're almost there. Yep, I recognize that Bronto butt. That Bronto has been stuck over here for a while. Okay, so we just need to make our way over there. Is that a red glow? Or is it just a red animal? I think it's just a red terror. Yeah, it is. It's amazing how many things can kind of resemble alphas if you're looking for them. Turn it on, please. Get out of the way. Two more Rexes. Just rampaging about. Oop, there's another Alpha Raptor. Lazy Rex that didn't even chase us. So tons of Alpha Raptors that we don't need at all. Well, they're good experience. I might go and kill that Alpha and those Rexes with our Brontos. Because it won't take that long to walk over there. Another Bronto. And there's the top of the outpost tower. Home sweet home. Sort of. So here we go. Finally back. So there we go. We got our Brontos. Look at that mate boosted heart. That's some serious firepower right there. So we did not succeed in part 1 of scouting. We found lots of interesting things. We saw some terrifying things. Overall, we may not have found an Alpha Rex, but that was pretty fun. And I'm gonna go get gear and I guess get ready to go scout in the snow biome. And get some more levels on our Brontos, I guess. Okay, while I'm here, I just want to check the HP on this Bronto. He's still bloody. Yeah, that takes forever. We've been scouting for like an hour and he's only regens like 2000 HP. So that is going to take a while. So we'll probably do another scouting video for the snow. Maybe not if I just check it, just because like I said, this is gonna take a while, and if I don't find one in the snow, I'm gonna have to just reset the whole island spawns to hopefully find one. And we'll have to do this all over again pretty much until we get one, and then get ready for battle. So anyways, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode.